In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Uhum. Hum. Tá, calma. Vamos por aqui. Belezazinho. Lugar bonito.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
Legal. Será que se eu tivesse ido por cima ele ia falar a mesma coisa? Ó. Tem desaparecido. Milton Finch. É um H? Data do desaparecimento: 23 de outubro de 2003. Data de nascimento: 19 de 5 de 92. Última vez visto: Orcas Island. Ele tinha 11 anos. Indiano e branco. Olhos azuis, cabelo preto. Milton Finch. Olha esse aqui, ó. Tá perto dela. Nasceu em 92. Em 2003. Esse cara aqui mesmo, Milton Finch. Vamos pegar esse aqui, será? No triângulo pausa? Caralho, triângulo pausa. Milton sumiu.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Uma árvore saindo lá da casa. Ixi, tem sapo, tem coiote, tem tudo. Olha. Um jacaré crocodilo. Olha lá o papel dele de novo. Ficou parecido. Ah, não corre. É só anda. Que massa esse bichão. Olha o tanto. Nossa. Pôster desaparecido. Olha. E ela não comenta sobre.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Nossa, abandonadaço. Quebrado.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Ah, começa não. Nossa. Imagem colada, né? Opa. Coiote. Carries. Photo mix. Passarinho. Achar.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Ah, boa. Ué,
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
de livro, meu Deus. Ah, nova missão. Acho como entrar. É isso. Um balanço. Dá pra interagir. L1 e L2 dá zoom. Dá a volta por trás aqui, ó. Um caminhozinho. Legal.
The house felt like it had always been here.
Olha
Even
só.
the swing set was older than my mother.
Um cara ali, ó. Estátua. E o balanço tá enrolado. Deixa eu abrir aqui. Ah, não.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Óbvio, né? Um freezer. Essa bola. Olha. Tipo um planetário? Tentaram, né? Ou não? Essa porra é do carro mesmo. Essa bola pra quê? Duas bikes. Ah, dá pra ligar a luz.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
É, tem que ligar a luz. Primeira
For the
missão.
first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Tá grávida? Caralho. Pera. E... Olha lá. Olha o barrigão.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Nossa, começou um vento do nada.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Orcas Islands. Pastina State, Flavor of India. Or Southwest, Water East. Cosmic Cuisine. É. Nu. Torta de maçã.
Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Legal. Por isso que ela tá conversando sozinha. Ela não tá conversando sozinha, ela tá conversando com o bebê. Ela tá grávida. Então, tipo, olha. Lewis Finch. Beloved brother of Edith. Então eram três irmãos. Lewis, Milton e Edith. A Edith foi a única que ficou, ela era mais nova. Lewis morreu em 2010. O Milton sumiu em 2003. Ele era muito novo, 11 anos. Son of the Dawn. Great grandson of Ed. Ed. Ah, o Ed lá embaixo. Não dá pra ir aqui, mas o Ed tá bem ali embaixo. 1917 e 2010. Ué, ele morreu no mesmo. Será que ele sofreu um acidente? Alguma coisa? Porque ó, os dois morreram em 2010. Aqui fala 21 de novembro de 2010. Ali, ó, o Lewis tá 2010 e o Ed também 2010. Nenhum outro aqui bate a A mesma data de morte. Filho de. Ah, é filho de Dom. Dom é o nome de uma pessoa mesmo. Pra mim era tipo assim, um título. Filho de Dom. Olha, Dom, 1968 a 2016. 6 anos depois que ele morreu. Finch Family Cemetery. Aí, ó. A Edith. Dom é a mina, a mãe deles. Edith, Dom, Ed e Lewis. Nossa, que barbinha é essa? Ed a véia. Não é Ed um cara. É a véia e Dom a mulher. E a Edith. Que deve ser o símbolo da empresa que fez o jogo. Não é possível, tem tudo que é canto. Nossa, faltando. Eu vou aqui primeiro.
The
Nossa.
table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Hã?
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
É, olha lá. Quebrou o palito. A comida ainda tá aqui. Partiu? Não, molho. Molho de soja. Olha só. Olha lá é o garagem. Cadeira da avó. Eita, a avó já não tava bem. A avó tava respirando com ajuda.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Welcome home. Asilo, ó, o biscoito da sorte, ó, ela nem comeu. O arroz, macarrão. Com a lamparina aqui. Por que não tinha? Aparentemente, no dia não tinha eletricidade. Não estava
Nothing in the
acontecendo.
house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
É mesmo, a casa parece cheia de livro. Livro pra caralho. O Rei em Amarelo. O Livro da Maravilha. De Maravilhas, né? Time and the God. O que será? Esses livros aí tem alguma fita, hein? Ó, isso aqui é o The Bible. Pretão assim, ó. Nada escrito. The Bible.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original
Iri.
house, after it sank.
Ah, é essa casa. Esses tijolos são dessa casa. Os tijolos não estão completos. Olha, fotos. Vamos ver. Cortando um arbusto. Olhando o rio. Fofinhos. Pescando. Não, pensei que era pescando. Tinha umas balançando com a criança loira. Corri. Parece stock image. A Edith Finch. Olha o tanto da Edith Finch. The Aleph. All the Horrors and the Carpenter. Nossa, esse povo roubou uma biblioteca. É isso. Eles fugiram porque eles eram ladrões de biblioteca. Cadeira ali de velho. Olha que bonitinho. Ó, American. Olha, olha. Barbara. Barbara Finch. Ó, produtora. Diretora. Diretora. Barbara Finch. Essa deve ser a Edith. O mais velho lá, o Lewis. E aqui o que sumiu lá, o Milton. Milton sumiu. Um tanto de bicho. Mas, ó, o besourrão. Olha, formiga gigante. Vamos ver o que que tem aqui. Opa, girei pro lado errado.
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara,
Pé grande.
along with the rest of the house.
É a música que tá tocando no fundo. Bárbara. Aí, quando pausa, é essa música que toca. Ali, ó, Bárbara. 1954 a 1960. Tia dela. Sanjay. Tem um Sanjay apontando pro nada ali. Ingeborg. Ok. Sven. Legal.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Já me deu spoiler, menino. Show. Ok. Lamparinas, lampiões. Uma estilete muito bem modelado.
A lot of
Absurdo.
things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Cara, bem provável que a porta abre isso aqui. Ai, cara, dá até
Edie
medo.
told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Tinha uma biblioteca, hein? Ah, será que eles tirou os livros que eles queriam ler? E era livro pra caralho, olha isso. Antes de fechar aqui com espuma expansiva na porta, lá selou a porta inteira. As botinhas. Olha. Aí, ó, ela vai
My
falar.
mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Deixa eu acreditar. Será que aconteceu com o mano? Merda, hein? Vamos devagar, esse
After
bicho tá
Milton
grávida.
disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Ela selou todos os quartos? Por quê? A galera morava. Olha. Rio passando, subindo. Dá pra subir. Do quarto. Esse é o quarto da Bárbara. Ah,
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
Odin. É esse aqui tá embaixo. Odin. Nossa. Ah, é as mesmas fotos. Ó. Stock image, falei. Criança loira no balanço. Uma orca pulando. Depois que é a Orca Island. Criança rindo. Gatinho. Cachorrinho. Montanha. Mulher grávida pintando. Bárbara. É ali, ó. Ela tá fazendo ali, ó. Bárbara foi mãe da Molly. Dois viados. Longe pra caramba os viados estavam. Criança brincando. Oh, abóbora. Criança cachorro. Criança cachorro. Queria... Oh, tanto. E tem um besouro no meio do nada. Criança pintando. Criança no camelo. Pessoas num navio. E um. Sei lá o que é isso. Ai, o viado duas vezes aqui, ó. Casal de viado. É bonito isso. Aí só estão repetindo algumas fotos. É só pra tipo, ter uma parede de fotos. Uma criança nadando. E a mesma foto da mesma parede duas vezes? Que isso? É pra achar o igual? Olha lá, a criança no camelo e a criança no camelo. Nossa, é três? Um, dois, três. Tá. Ah, tava do lado. Libela. Tô até com medo, Bárbara. Olha.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Nossa. Ela provavelmente fazia a criança loira com o pé grande ali, ó. Olha lá. Bárbara. Legal. Muito legal. Vinhos. Angelotti Vineyards. Orange Tenebor. Ah, tem alguma coisa. Opa. Aí, ó. Meu amigo pé grande. Ah, então é isso. Introduzindo. Apresentando, né? Estrelando, sei lá. Bárbara Finch. E Bill Bunton como pé grande.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Claro. Ela é literalmente o menino do Esqueceram de Mim. Com cabelo de mulher. Mais quarto pra cá. Sven e Ed. Os dois. Opa, o Sven ali, ó. É Eras irmão. É, ó. O Sven e a Ed. É a véia. Mas tinha um quarto.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Aqui. A Edith. A Edith. E aqui a Ed embaixo. Sven. Ah, não. De novo. Esse aqui. Gregory. Ali. É o filho do Gus. Ou a filha, né? Eu já enganei o nome
As a
aqui.
kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Tem um banheiro. Que nojo esse banheiro. Todo rosa. Credo. Labirintos. Calvin. Sam. Ué. 1950. Nossa, tinha 11 anos. Sam era o pai. Não, eram irmãos. Não tô entendendo mais nada desse desenho aqui, mas ok.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Dead Brother. Calvin, tá. Então Calvin morava, dormia aqui e lacrou. Então, ó. Bizarro. Tô achando já bizarro já essa família. Ainda mais com uma criança cachorro. Vamos subir.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Será que ela lacrou tudo pra ninguém entrar, tipo, e roubar as coisas? Será? Eu olhei isso aqui, ó, tem uns ratinhos. Bonitinho. Galera era artista.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
E porra, todo mundo morreu. Família estranha pra galera morrer com 10 anos, 11 anos. Sumir, morrer. Ah, não tá aberto esse. E a criança cachorro. Ah, é uma máscara.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Ah, que legal.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Será? Promissor, e era. Toma descadeado. Ah, pra
Turns out,
quê?
my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Oxi.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Caraca. Essa porra desses livros, então. Ô, moça, tu vai entrar aí? Buchudo desse tanto? Ih, você tá em forma.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
Milton. Ah, tá rastejando. Papito,
But I
por
had no
favor.
idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Os brinquedos dela. Ela tinha um hamster, por isso que ela dizia um hamster.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Caraca, que legal. Pera. Não, já fechou. Ó, Carlos. Dois balões, 3 balões. Ah, aqui a máscara que ela tava usando, né? Era essa de gato. Uma de pata de coelho e de coruja. Ai, ó, mais
I
outra
got the
máscara.
sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
A ração. A ração do gerbo, não. Vou comer. Ração do bicho. Comer esse peixe aqui. Isso? Pensei em comer o peixe? Mole. Ed, Sven. Mole. É bizarro lá fora, hein? Eu vou comer essa cenoura aqui mesmo que... Oi, balão. Comer essa
The
cenoura aqui.
gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Cenourinha boa. Olha aqui pra onde o bicho vai. Deixa eu tentar comer o peixe. Vai ser engraçado.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Legal. As letras. Ela ficou na pontinha do pé. Bonitinho. No banheiro? No banheiro tem pasta de dente pra eu comer? Eu comi.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Criança, isso é para o consumo?
I kept eating and eating.
Ela comeu pasta de dente.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Vou te pegar. Vira um gato, foda-se. Vou te pegar.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Ah, o gato agacha. Vai. Ai, tá no... Ué, e aí? Oh, o ninho. Essa parte da casa não tinha sido construída ainda.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Oxi. Dá pra ir pra outros lugares. Ver a casa. Olha só. Lá pra cá, dá licença. Tá moscando, hein, passarinho. Vou pegar, passarinho.
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Mama bird. Vou pegar. Ué. Vou pegar, passarinho. Pegar.
I gobbled her up, and suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Uau, eu vou caçar, moleque. Opa.
Rabbits.
Achei. Peguei. Ele tá fudido.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Que loucura, moleque.
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Oxi. Vou morrer. Eu vou morrer. Cadê a água? Quero água. Vou morrer.
I rolled
Oh,
off a
goodness.
cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Vou comer peixe. Não, não peixe. Não.
Fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Coitado do bicho.
I grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Ô, louco, mano. Sou um polvo.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
O passarinho tá cantando igual a porra
I
aqui.
was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Belly with a rusty razor, his belly with a rusty razor, his belly with a rusty razor. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor?
Ah, não consigo comer esse cara aqui. Achei que dava pra ir lá.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Cara, que menino esquisito. Ai, caramba.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Eu nadando igual uma cobra. Eita. Oxi.
I got closer and closer.
Ué, quarto dela?
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
O gato. Tu é louco, hein, filha? Tu. Eu não vou nem falar nada.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Todos os bichos que morreu? Caraca. Lurpy. Esse aqui é o Rob. Purpley. Ah, bonitinho. Esse é o Purpy. Esse é o Zerp. Meu Deus, acabou os nomes. Derp Jr. E esse aqui é o Burp. Outro Burp. Bob. A cobra era o Bob. Esse não tem nome. Esse era o Greeling. Derp e o Derp. Derp e o Derp Jr. Caraca, ela teve bicho pra caralho, hein? Shrine. Shrine Steps. Shrine? Mole Man.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Family Day, Out the Druid War. Qual que é o chapéu dela? Um de cada cor, o mesmo chapéu. Edith. Edith Jr. Like,
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Eddie won't go. 72-year-old woman refuses to repair because of a little. Ah,
One
Eddie.
summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Orca Island. Construída em 1937.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Olha lá o dragão. Dragon kills Finch. Tragedy strike at Finch family farm. Celebrations turns to more. Uhum.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
E o chapéu? Sempre com o chapéu. Tá na cama, tá de chapéu. E a menina por quebrar. Odin, pai dela, né? O
Her room
irmão.
was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Ué?
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Johan. Ingelborn.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Ela vai desenhar uma pessoa ali. Entendi. Legal. Família de artistas, né? É. Fundador da véia.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Tem espelho, né? Claro que não ia
It
ter.
was a pretty big trace.
É. Os brinquedinhos que dava. Tomava banho sentada. Doideira. Mas aqui tá lacrando. Pera aí. Hum. Nossa, vai abrir isso aí? By Sven e Edith Finch.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard.
A gente puxar esse pra isso. Ok.
It's
Puxei.
hidden in this book.
Caraca. Calvin Finch, ó, o buchão dela. Born. Die. Born. Die. Selfie. Mano, era fotógrafo.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Era ele que tava tirando as fotos, não? Não olha. Milton. Tem um Milton escrito ali, hein? Milton passou aqui. Couple turns landing on Nutty. Cachorro. Tem vários cachorros. Fort Calvin.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Caraca, velho, que esse quarto bonito. Ó. Sadão. De fotógrafo. Oxi, o tanto. A câmera. Fort Sam e Fort Calvin. Esse astronauta.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Caraca, meu irmão.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Que loucura, velho. Mano, salvou ano. Acho que na hora que eu guardo, fica salvo. É. Sai daqui.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Só puxar.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Nós viu? Ah, moleque. Eu falei que essa mulher tá grávida.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Namoro. Ela estreou com o nome dela. Penelope Jenner.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Ai. O que importa? Ela tinha 2, 4, 6, 6. Ó. Cara bonita ali que ela gostava, pelo jeito. Ela. Barbara Street. Ela arrancou a placa. Rated jobs. Cannot see the center of worst blizzard in her history. Caraca. Será que era isso? Dreadful stories.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Forca's Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he knew he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that That's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending. I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
E lá vou eu brincar com ela. Que dava pra ligar as luzes.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Coisa velha, né?
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Esse maluco. Será que esse maluco
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but
Nossa, família.
the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Enterrou peixe.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Caraca.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Mas esse é o nome dela.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Oh. Ah, eles.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Gente, ó, bengala. Anel ali.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what?
Foto do carro, foda-se, espera aí. Tirar foto do caminhão.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Vamos ver.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Aquela vai tirar do cervo lá que tá longe pra caralho. Verdade. Tinha que ter um cervo aqui em algum canto.
Aw.
should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still, us.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here... Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Ai, pra eu ir lá. Controlando o cara.
Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Caralho. Que bagulho traumático.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Caraca, maluco. Que tragédia. No.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
É. You got. Finch airline ticket. There. Ela foi embora. Selada a porta. Ready to eat. Ração.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Finch control. E aí? Não sai por aqui. Ah.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh, yeah.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Oxi.
Back things over, Gregory. It's
Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Ah, moleque.
What his world was like.
Ô, louco.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
Valeu.
It sure made him happy.
Caraca. Pera, eu vou pular. Ai, lá em cima dela. Uou! Cara.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. I thought he was slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Well, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Ai, ai, ai.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand.
Meu Deus do céu.
About Gregory.
Sai daqui, velho. Não dá pra entrar. Não dá pra sair também. Nossa, o moleque afogou, velho.
What happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Caraca, meu irmão. Respects me. O moleque morreu, velho.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Pô, tá rolando um casamento ali, cara.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Que loucura, meu. Be a baby. Ah, não.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Plans to visit Taj Mahal. Fly to India. Edith Finch. Holy Bible aí, ó.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Pô, e aí? Está aqui. Oh no. Could be. Ai, ai, ai. Dificuldade. Ah, era aqui, ó. É aqui, ó.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Milton. Acho que eles jogaram de avião, hein? Esse
When my dad
negócio.
died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Uhum. Milton, Louis.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
The Curse. Myth. History. Baby.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Aqui será que tem alguma coisa? Não. Só tá fechado mesmo. Uma porta. O pincel mágico.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Pintar uma porta e é uma porta.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. I
think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Mas será que tem coisa lá em cima?
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
E a mão anda rápido, né? Fica com barrigão. Tem um negócio aqui pendurado. Uma chave.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Aqui não sobe. Tem um barco aqui. Isso é seguro.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Nu. Aí gostava, hein? Olha.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
E maconheiro. Ó.
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Ah. Daqui a pouco ele vai conseguir de verdade. Edith Finch.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
What the?
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. We started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Mas.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
É foda.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Gato gigante.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His queen waited, holding his crown.
Ah, meu Deus.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. The rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Faltou alguns, né? Caraca. Que loucura, hein? Selecione de tipo jogar no início. Ok. Dá pra eu escolher? Olha a Ed aqui, ó. Caraca. Jogo, hein? Bom jogo.